What's up, guys? Of course, it's me, Doc, SampleKings.com, and of course, a new video. So, in this video, I want to do something like, I'm going to show you how I mix inside of MPC, right? I'm going to mix it here, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to master it. And you can do this yourself. So this is part of my lesson plan I actually teach also. Of course, we have our lessons. It's one-on-one Zoom lessons we can teach with you. Or we got videos too you can download. You can watch here on YouTube as well. And if you like what's going on, please subscribe. It helps us to grow this thing so we can have a lot of videos going on. I'm going to probably start doing 2 videos a day. I'm going to start showing a lot more other softwares too as well. So let's get busy here. I got some tracks going on here. This is the track I got going on. You might have heard a couple times this week or past month. So I've been sort of mixing it up. So I got it mixed up here, sort of like it. And so once you get a track you like pretty much, you've mixed it up, you want to sort of like get together and start getting ready to mix it down. So what happens here, what I do, I use the mixer inside of my MPC software. This is way better than me having to sit down and do it on the hardware. And of course, it sounds the same thing. No big deal. It's the same thing anyway. Because they're both computer systems. This computer system tends to have more power to it. So I want to make sure I can mix the plugins I've got and get some real funkiness out of it. And so as you can see here, it's complicated. This is ridiculously complicated, right? So what's happening here, I've got the channel mixer up here for the pads, which is obvious. You can see that I hit these little pads right here, and you can see how they look on this channel mixer. So the pads here, I've got effects on my pads, you know. I got an enhancer, EQ here, a delay sync here. What's this little reverb here? A little more reverb for the snare drum right here, which should be right here. Nope, it's right here. There it is. That sounds cool. I like that little reverb right there. Not bad. And now what I want to do is sort of explain this to you. Make it easier. So I'll come to here. I move my cursor right here, and you'll see it says, this will show pad mixer. Much easier, less crowded. You can see everything right here in front of us. I can press play. You get an idea what's going on. It's pretty simple. Now what's happening here is I've got these pads, and here on the right side I have, this is the channel. That's the program channel, right? For the program has its own separate output. On this I have a bus compressor, and I also have a air maximizer right there, right? And that's on the output of these sounds. Now I want you to notice something too. I have some sounds going to a separate group, and this is a subgroup. So let's go on further into this, and we're going to go to here, which is called our Show Channel Mixer section. I'm showing the Channel Mixer section here, and you'll see here, this is the subgroup 1 down here at the bottom, right? And of course, this is turned off the output for that program. Now if I click this, here where the drums are, right there, right? The drums are right here in subgroup 1, submix 1 right there. I like to do this too. I like to get my music into this program. Get a balance I like, right? Stop that totally. Now, this is a cool way to mix because I can see right here my channel, which is right here for my program. I made my drums go to here so that I can have a good balance between the drums and the actual tracks that I'm using within the mix. I like to have strong, boom bap beat bouncing drums in this type of hip-hop sound. And also, I also have some stuff here on the output, which is right here. You'll see on the immediate right-hand side of this mixing board, you'll see here, it says output, and that's 1, 2. And this is a crown right here. It says master output, the summation amp, the amp where everything goes through. So you'll see here also that the music is going to output 1 and 2, and so are my drums. They're going here. So they're both going here into this section right here, and we hear it back from here. And that's what's happening in this section. So right here, this other one right here, I click here. This is everything. This is crowded. This is like you better know what the hell you're doing because there's so much to see here, right? And so it does get full here, but I can see everything here and know what I'm doing from here. And this is simple. Now, what I also want to make sure I show you is what's happening on the master output. You see I have effects on the actual output of the program. And I have some effects also on the sounds of these pads, but I also have effects here on the output of the master. So my master output effect. I will come to here and let's see, can I click on that? Let me go back to, where can we go back to here? Okay, cool. And we'll see it here. This is what I have on there. I've got this light smiley effect on my EQ. This is kind of cool. And that's the EQ that we see right here. That's the parametric EQ. Now, next what I have here, as you'll see right here, I've got also this compressor. And that's an air compressor here. I've got more attack. Now, what I'm using here also, I'm using things you can see right here that you can use for what you're doing too as well. That means, see that? I come down to instruments here. I got more attack right there. So I'm using the actual presets that are inside of this software to make it easier to follow me at home. Even this light smiley effect is in here also as well. It's not going to be in vocals. Let's try the instruments. Nope, not there. Let's see, where would I put it? Oh, here we go. Mastering output, light smiley effect. It's right there. This is the EQ. So as I roll to the next one here, and this one here is going to be the air transient. Oops, mail's coming through. I go to here to my air transient, and I go to here, and we'll see it up here right here. I got a little more output for this one right here. And then next, I have here, this will be my maximizer. Let's go to here. And my maximizer is right here set for mastering light. And that's what I use for the master output within the project. So I can play it back again. Oops, let's go back to here. And hit it from the top. And that's what's happening here. Now let me show you something. Go back here. You'll see it here. That's 0 dB. I don't want to go above 0 dB. I'm making sure I'm right here about a little bit more than minus 3 dB. And the reason why I want minus 3 dB, I want to create some headroom. There has to be headroom in the mix. You can't squash up to the top. Oh, I want to go further. You can't do that. You got to have the headroom so when they play it back in a Jeep, it bounces, right? Nice beat with dope system. Or they play it back in a club and they hear it. Wow, it sounds big in this club. Because we've created room in the mix. They have these big speakers that are on the wall, and they won't distort because I'm not distorting. So it's going to make that sound you've got sound bigger and better, right? And that's the idea when you're mixing, is to make sure that headroom is right there inside the mix. Now, once I've got my mix right and I like it, I will just tend to bounce it out. And I also make sure when I come to here, I will probably come into here. I may come up to here and click here. I can save this rack too, you know. This will be my mastering rack. I call this my Boom Bap mastering rack. But I can say this is the Boom Bap. Boom Bap. Oh, put a B there. New effect rack, right? I'll put that there. I think I need to put an M here. A 0M. There you go. Boom Bap. All right, go. I'll just save this. And I'll save this in my rack effects. So I tend to save my rack effects. Do that. It's always going to help you out a lot later on when you want to bring back those same effects to master your output. Now, once I've done that, I will normally come here inside of my MC software. I go to export. I want to export an audio mixdown. And once I get the audio mixdown, as you can see here, I've already got it set up. Of course, I'm doing a lesson. I've got it set for wave right here, wave file. It's going to be 24-bit depth. We're going to be at 48 hertz, which is always cool to be for me. And of course, main insert the main outputs right there, coming from there, right? And it's stereo output. I got a little tail end because sometimes there's some reverb on here, so a tail end for that thing here. We start from the beginning, and the last measure is 256. That's a lot of measures. And of course, I would just press export here. It would start to export it. But you know, I already did that, so I'm not going to go through all that already. And I've taken it and loaded it into another software. And we're going to master now. So I got a software I'm using here to master. This is Logic Studio Pro X. Kind of liking that. Because about 6 months ago, maybe, they put out this thing here, which is the mastering tool. This tool is butterlicious. This is the great tool for mastering, and Logic Pro is made by Apple, and Apple has iTunes, and so they want to make sure when you make your music up and you master it out, it's going to fit iTunes parameters, it's going to fit everybody's parameters no matter what, so it helps you get that part right, and all you need to do is understand how this mastering tool works. Now, for example, you'll see here, as I play the song, this is the track here too. I bounce it out here. See, it's Boom Bap Mix 3. So I come to here, and I'm going to press play. So I'm going to go to here. We have characters we can actually give it. So, for example, we have clean. Now, clean is like more of like a rock sound. It's nice clean sound. This is clean character to the actual track. We have valve. This is also a good sound too as well. I just like almost an old school R&B or maybe a different type of Broadway feel or something if I have an artist coming in doing that. You know, I want to give it that different old school feel. I also have punch. I like punch because I like to beat the punch up, you know, beat the track up. Boom, boom, boom with the bass drum, snare drum. And we also like transparency. That's good too. Everything's clear. It's right there in front of you. Now, inside of this mastering assistant tool, I can also change some of the EQ. Like, watch this. I can add bass. I can take it away. Just but so much. I can increase the mids. Lower them out. I can do the same. Get those hi-hats a little sparkly. Now, this is what I do when I'm mastering something for clients. I do master for a lot of clients. You want me to master for you, but you'll be right there with me as we master. You'll listen back and say, okay, that sounds good, this sounds good. Because I can play this back through Zoom and you can hear it. And we can go through the whole idea of getting it done, which is kind of awesome, really. And so also, not only can we do that, we can also change it somewhat. I can come here and squash it a little bit more like this. I can widen it out more like this right here. And I get that effect and the sound goes perfect right here. This is kind of cool. And what I can also do here, as you can see, this is the auto EQ. I can customize the EQ like that, but I can also come here and change dynamics. I can make the track louder or softer. So I'll play this back. I'm still in the same range. Now I want you to see something. When I do this, you'll notice here in the stereo output that it does not go above 0. Ever. That's because when I set up my system and sent the output through my MPC, I made sure I was at -3 dB. I didn't want to go above that. Remember, headroom is the name of the game. And so no matter what happens here, I can make it louder or softer with dynamics, it's still going to be at that same point. Kind of really cool. Now I'll press play here. True peak right here. Not going over -3 dB. You get the yellow, but we don't get the red. Okay? Here's the LUFS right there. And now down here we have, this is our correlation right here. Plus I can spread it wider. Not so wide. Now this is a great way to do mastering. I could show you more, but I don't want to get you bored into it, but I can also teach you this with Logic Pro, and also I can also master your stuff for you as well. But for me, this is what I want. I want more punch to it. Personally, I want punch. Yeah, I like it like that. That's me right there. This is my setup. Oh, I like that. And this is it here. See how the EQ works right here for punch. And you can hear it right there in the mix. You'll see here on the stereo output, it's straight up good. Not going anywhere. This is the track. Notice that once I did this track outside of the MPC, it kept it within the parameters. It's not loud or not soft. This is the track that I sent out from MPC. As the audio track, that was audio mixdown. And I like the way it sounds. You'll see here also here, it's not over minus 3 dB. It's so important to have your mix perfect for you when you're mixing it up and have that sound to it. Love that. Now, if you got any questions or want to know more, of course, you contact us at soundmechanics.com. You can go in there, look at our schedule. We can book time for you through Zoom. I can master for you or show you what you can do inside of any software. It could be Pro Tools, it could be Logic, it could be Ableton Live, it could be Reason, it could be FL Studio, it could be Studio One, and whatever. We know all the softwares, or MPC and Machine, right? But the whole idea is to know what you're doing. When you get to this point, when we're mastering, you want to make sure the file you give up has the headroom in it. It's got the EQs where you like it, you know. You want to make sure everything's heard clearly, and you want to make sure it's got the feel and the sound you want. Now, any questions, hit me up at soundmechanics.com, and please subscribe to us here on YouTube. We're always in YouTube. We're going to try and do more videos, about 2 a day, so we can improve what we're showing you and show you more of what we know about Logic and Ableton Live come up this month. Any questions, hit me up. I'll see you soon here on YouTube. And of course, peace.